Yeah. That's the bench.
I cannot believe this is what we're sleeping. Oh. I celebrated my 6th year anniversary yesterday, and we decided to do the most simplest thing of all things, which is just go camping with the kids and enjoy nature and unplug from the matrix, the rest of the world, whatever you want to call it. If I had to describe the last 6 years under one word, it would be refinement. There are things that I'm thinking about now, 6 years into marriage, 3 years into fatherhood, that I would have never, ever dreamed in a million years I'd be thinking. And it kind of takes me by surprise, and it's very humbling because six years ago, I'm thinking a certain way, and I would have thought like, oh yeah, this is the way to think about life, and any other way is kind of like wrong. I was so black and white, and gosh, I've come such a long way from that. And if that's happened in 6 years, I can only imagine what's going to happen in another 6 years, 10 years, 20 years. It's actually kind of amazing how humans can grow. But refinement would be the word. It's actually a pleasure and an honor to feel as small as I do. And that doesn't mean in a demeaning way or like a negative connotation, but there's so much more to life. The world is so much bigger. When you get married, when you have kids, when you have to look at the world a certain way for the benefit of your kids, you have to look 10 steps ahead. You can't just afford to only look one step ahead for yourself and live that adventurous life. Sure, there's a level of that you can include into your journey as you start, when you get married and as you start having kids. There's a level of wisdom and temperance you got to have when you decide to take the plunge into this kind of adventure. And so the last 6 years have definitely made me feel small in a good way, because feeling small in the context of like life and knowing that like the world is so much bigger than you shows you that as a human, you're cherished by God, you're loved, but also humbling in the sense of like the world is not just all you. There's way more to you than just, there's way more to the world than just you. So think outside of yourself. Well, we slept the first night. This Airbnb that I didn't know you could rent things like this. It's literally, we wanted to go camping. This is quite literally a box, and it's camping. You just have a box around you, and like a tent would be a little bit more secure than this, because you're practically sleeping outdoors. There's no ceiling of this place. It's a building, but anywhere you sleep, the bugs and anything can access from the outside. So it got cold really quick, and I'm not gonna lie, I did not sleep well thinking that there was just gonna be like something just coming up to us or knocking on the door or whatever. We made the decision to bring the German Shepherd, so that was, I think, a much better call. So now I'm on the way to get some stuff for breakfast this morning, just to make it over a campfire. Kind of wanted the whole camping experience, and so that's what I'm gonna go get. So it makes you feel insignificant, but it also makes you feel loved. And that's definitely a message that I want to definitely teach my kids. I think grace is another theme that comes up because when you get to live with somebody for so long in the confines of marriage, your bad sides come out so much. They come out frequently and more than you care to admit. And you cannot make it any amount of years, any amount of time with a human being that intimate, that close, without showing each other grace, without showing each other forgiveness. And I'm the one that needs the most. And so being able to just see how that is freely given to me and how I have to do the same thing in return as many times as I don't want to, because of how many times it's given to me. Like, that's a very humbling thing. And then to pass it along to my kids, who definitely do not know when they're doing something wrong, especially at their age. I guess it really just all comes back to just like humbling how it makes you feel in comparison to what I was thinking 6 years ago, and thinking that like the world is black and white. If you don't do this, you're wrong. If you do this, you're right, and there's no in between. And my gosh, I was so wrong. But 6 years in, having a best friend for that long in my wife, that I can just confide in, and just be 100% myself, and then also just like let my flaws be known and be known through that, has been very, very, very refining, and so freeing, man. I mean, so freeing. 6 years in, like I said, I mean, aside from refinement and seeing the world so much in such simple terms than I did like before, it's very freeing. And it does free me up to just look at the world more like a kid, with that adventurous spirit, with that wonder and that awe of how beautiful the world is and how we can relax. We don't have to take politics seriously. We don't have to take just all these things that we were grown up to be told to do. Like, we don't have to take that seriously, because a lot of that is such a game. A lot of that is such a charade. A lot of that is just meant to take you away from these simple moments of enjoying 6 years of marriage, enjoying your kids. Get the coals to burn, and then once they get red and white, then they're gonna stay like that for a very long time. So that's what it's for.
Are you going to do it again?
Probably not. Oh well, actually, maybe like tonight.
When are we going to eat?
Yeah, when we do s'mores. Maybe in the morning, we'll see.
Tomorrow? Maybe it's just over the way.
And yeah, no regrets so far, but six years in, and I'm excited for the next 6 more.